So, brother and sisters, Prophet Muhammad was the most sexy bonita ever, brother. And the background music.
His eyelashes were long, وفي صوته صهل, and in his voice was a natural echo. Were long, وفي صوت فاره وطف, and his eyelashes were long, وفي صوته صهل, and in his voice was a natural echo. وفي عنقه سطع, and his neck was elegantly long. وفي لحيته كثاثة, his beard was full and thick. أزج أقرن, his eyebrows were arched, but they were not joined.
Brother, we got it. He was so bonita. Please don't mention that in San Francisco, because your prophet, he is going to have a lot of hump there. I mean, aren't you worried? Have you ever heard of a religion like this? Music in the background. The prophet, his eyelashes is so long. His belly button is so hard. His ass is round. His ears is so good to be licked. His cheek is so good to be touched. His lips is so good to... his tongue. Like, what the heck is this? Are we talking about a prophet of God or a prostitute?
It was separated in summit فعليه الوقار, when he was silent, dignity covered.
I have a hadith about his fart. I don't know if this is what you are talking about. The second Muhammad, he mute because he's squeezing himself.
him وإن تكلم سماه وعلاه البهاء.
That's it.
And when he spoke, it was audible in.
This is why the Arab, they keep laughing at him when he talk. This is why, according to you Muslims, he spent most of his life, nobody convert to Islam. As long as all those things about him, how them, I mean, if he have those things, the women alone in the town, they will believe in him. If Muhammad have those things, every single woman in the town, she will believe in him just to get him. Hey prophet, I will believe in you, you marry me, huh? Mm-hmm. I mean, think about it. I mean, this guy is, he's not a human. His voice have echo. Brothers and sisters. Today we are going to talk about Mr. Echo, Mr. Bean. The difference between Mr. Echo and Mr. Bean, because Bean can be cooked, but Mr. Echo cannot be cooked, but we can be heard. Today we are going to talk about Allah, and the echo, reason for the echo is the bathroom, room. For it's empty, there's no furniture. The prophet, he have a lot of echo because he's a drum. He's empty from inside, side. And everyone, like the prophet, cannot have an echo, because only the prophet is an echo wish. I mean, his sound have an echo. His voice have an echo. They don't worship Muhammad, they worship Allah. What else?
Clear, almost commanding and overtaking. أجمل الناس وأبهاهم من بعيد. From afar, the most striking and outstanding in appearance.
You see, in Arabic he says Ajmal, the most beautiful, but in translation he did not say the word Ajmal. Why? Coward potato. He's so beautiful.
أحسنهم وأجملهم من قريب. And when he came near, the best of them and the most handsome of them in closeness. حلو المنطق.
But I want to show you the point when a guy, he was walking at night. And you see this guy now, later he will cry. He's crying, like, because it's so good, bro, so good. So there's a guy, he was coming, and then it was dark time. Look, they will put for you now in the background the moon. Huh?
He says, I came out one night, I came out one night, it was the full moon night.
Full moon. Look how emotional he is. Look, he cannot even talk about it. But come on. I mean, if I am in your place, I will not even able to open my mouth, brother. Look, he's squeezing himself. Did you notice? Did you see the act? Did you see the act, the movie? He can't even talk no more. Like what I would say. Look, 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 look.
And I looked at the moon, and in the desert, understand, the moon is an awesome sight. It is smooth, it is radiant, it is clear, it is gentle compared to the scorching sun at which they are used to. So the moon was the epitome of beauty. So he says, I came out at a full moon night and I looked at the moon and I saw it beautiful, handsome. So I said, let me go see if the moon is more handsome or my prophet is more handsome.
I have to prove a point. I'm going to look at the moon. I'm going to look at the prophet. And I want to see who is going to beat who. Today, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, we have a competition of Mrs. Beauty of the Sky. Moon versus Muhammad. Guess who will win? I mean, it's hard to guess. I mean, like, come on. Because they are so close. I mean, like, we have a moon and we have a Muhammad. And now, okay, now the moon will come with the bikini. Okay, Mrs. Moon now wearing bikini, and now Mrs. Okay, Moon. Moon now wearing now yellow bikini, and Moon is walking by. Okay, Moon almost fell down because he has wearing high heels. So Moon, he lost 1 point. Now we have Mrs. Muhammad.
Let me see if that is more beautiful or the prophet is more beautiful. So I went and I saw him standing afar. So I looked at his face and I looked at the moon, and I look at his face, and I look at the moon, I look at his face, and I look at the moon, and I look at his face, and I look at the moon, and I look at his face, and I look at the moon, and I look at the face, and I look at his moon. Like, what's wrong with you Muslims? I mean, aren't you even ashamed of this stupidity? So this guy was flipping his head left and right, up and down for 20, 15, 30 minutes. Look at that thing. Like, what's happening here? This is too much action, man. Out at a full moon night, and I looked at the moon and I saw it beautiful, handsome. So I said, let me go see if the moon is more handsome or my prophet is more handsome. Let me see if...
You know what? You are safe and secure because you live in different country. If you say that, you see, guys, did he say, let me see if? How dare you to say if? For sure the prophet is better. Did this guy stay alive after he said the word if? Hey Muslim, did you let him live? He said if. I mean, can you even imagine? He wanted to see if the moon is better. If. How do you allow that? Where is the mujahideen? Where is the peaceful religion? The guy, he said, if the prophet is, if the moon is better, or if, there's no if here. For sure the prophet. Stupid idiot. You made me cry now.
That is more beautiful or the prophet is more beautiful. So I went and I saw him standing afar. So I looked at his face and I looked at the moon, and I looked at his face, and I looked at the moon, and I looked at his face.
Hold on. He was a little bit far. So do we have a flashlight? So how he saw him in the dark? Ah, the face of the prophet is radiant, you know, radiation. So the prophet was a little far. So he looked at the face of the prophet, he still can see it. For sure, the prophet, his face is shiny. So I look at the face, I look at the prophet, I look at the face, I look at the finger, look at this finger. Muhammad is there. He's giving Muhammad a finger. Don't do that.
Standing afar. So I looked at his face, and I looked at the moon, and I looked at his face, and I looked at the moon, and I looked at his face, and I looked at the moon.
Okay, guys, tomorrow we will continue the program. We look at the face and we look at the moon. And tomorrow our topic will be, we look at the face and we look at the moon. We look at... Man worshippers, cowards. This is how they make him a prophet. You see, they don't spend their time speaking about their God, how beautiful he is, because they don't know how their God look like. And now they fabricated stories about a man, how good looking he is. Well, if he is good looking, so why the father of Khadija refused to marry her to him? If he is very good, he is the best in ethic, he is the best looking, and yet the father of Khadija almost he went to kill him.